Good mid-afternoon, 3:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. I'm T-Speaker 222 with Swing Traders Anonymous. So we need to cover the state of crypto. Not necessarily a swing trade, but I might show you. We're going to do an update on AV because that's been our swing trade the last 2 days. We haven't given up on it. We just knew it had to come down to 300 after it broke that support or close to it, and it came down to about 300 and 302. But now, if we can hold this uptrend, it's still exactly what I was saying. 317 is the support that we want to buy and, or, well, maybe not buy on, but sell on if it were to break through. Because we know it goes to that 300. But right now we're being supported, ladies and gentlemen, on the daily by not only, we're being supported by the 200-day moving average, and that's ultra bullish. It's crept down through, which means we could be having a golden cross here, which is when the 200-day moves through the short-term moving averages in a good way as support, instead of the short-term moving averages moving up as resistance. Well, I mean, they are, but the 200-day being used as support in the daily is huge. So that's what we're looking at here. So AV, once again, we got our eyes on, in my opinion. So real quick, we have the total crypto market caps up. What is that? About 350 million. So about 2.62 trillion. So not much movement. 0.16%, 0.17%. No, 4.5 billion. Or 4 million. Who knows? It's up to 2.62 billion. And you can see we've got a lot of trading in this area, and it really does. If it doesn't pull up soon, we're gonna have some issues here because you're starting around the top, and there's not much we can do to deflect that anymore. Bitcoin dominance looks to be on some kind of topping reversal. It's now come back under the 200-day, so that's very bearish. You want to use that 200-day as support. Came back down to true support at 43.80, so we're going to see how that works out. But if you want to see some pumps, that's what we got to see. Bitcoin Pro shares, the BITO, the ETF. I told you this is a fucking nightmare. It could create an inversion right here once it comes back down to 37, 36, but that's not something you'd want to be in right now. It's just taking money out of the crypto market. If you're going to play the stock market, play the stock market. Don't dig it into another crypto form. And then Tether being supported by the 200-day moving average. This is ultra bullish, in my opinion. It's going to break out of here soon. It's that directly being directed by the... It's being supported by the 200-day. And when that happens, that's ultra bullish. If you can hold support on the 200-day. So getting into swing trade 54, it'll be an update on our old. AV came back up into a critical spot, and it's being used as for the 200-day again. We're being supported on the daily and the 4-hour. So if you're asking me, this looks very bullish. And that's why I said this is going to be a long play. But I went into Doge, made 12% or 11%. Now I'm looking to get back in. I just need to make sure, because of where that moving average is, we have to make sure 320 is held. We need to make sure this area holds. We don't want to go below 317, 316. So 317, if it's over that area, I mean, I'm expecting this to pump. I really am. So I'll be getting back into that likely sooner rather than later. I'm just watching the market play out right now. See how that reacts to the 200-day. Here, I'll put this down here so we can see it a little easier as we're talking about our own things. But AV, if you're holding it, still a very, very strong play. I just, when it broke the 317 support, I sold it there and was able to make a play on Doge from 25.42 up to 28. So I'm very happy. Now, if I want to, like I was saying when I did it, I thought I would have time to get back in, and I've got plenty of time now to decide what I want to do. It's right on that daily. I think I'm going to be back in it rather sooner rather than later. Just want to see how it reacts at the end of this time day. And then Bitcoin. Bitcoin still, I mean, it's traveling our zone. It gives me a lot of cause for concern because it definitely looks like it's rounding a top. in the daily and the 4-hour time frame. We're making that Bart Simpson top, and there's not much more we can say about that. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there's a reason why we got the 200-day way down there at 57,000. So, we'll see. But this has been moving rapidly, Bitcoin. So we got moving averages all over the place. We got the 3-hour. And then the 15, everything's, the 200 days being used as resistance. So this isn't good. I don't think this is good. Because it's not coming down in the short term. It's really capping it off. Unless Bitcoin can come up there and you know, find it as resistance or support. But it's right now using it as resistance in the 30, 45, the 1 hour, the 2 hour. The 2 hour, it finally comes down and tries to use it as support. 3 hour, it's farther down. So this is kind of showing us we might be going farther down, ladies and gentlemen, to try to meet this up at the right spot. And I keep saying that 57,682 area seems to be where we're going to come back down. If we do decide to pull down. Because that's where it feels like we have to come down there to decide if we're going to pull back up. So that's what I'm looking at. The market looks very weak. If you're in a position, just be very, very careful. Pay attention to Bitcoin. Make sure to hit that like button. We're almost at 900 subscribers. I know. I can't believe it either.